The city of Lamar's, Iowa moved forward just over $15 million in projects earlier this month. The city council put 8 projects into an urban renewal plan, a geographic area that allows the city to capture 100% of property tax dollars inside that area. KTIV's Matt Hoffman has more.
The city of Lamar's is considering new water treatment facilities and an expansion of its city-owned railroad. In this map, the urban renewal area is shaded yellow, city limits in red. Using tax increment financing, that's TIF, the city can capture 100% of the property taxes inside the urban renewal area, putting that money into projects that benefit the same area.
So we can meet those DNR and EPA regulations. So those things have to keep moving.
The water project, as it's named, is required by regulators to reduce the amount of pollutants in the water. Some of the other projects are meant to attract more businesses, like covering drainage ditches and minor airport improvements. Think of it this way: by combining a TIF with an urban renewal area, the city is able to capture 100% of the property taxes inside of that area. But the city must then use the money it generates also inside of that area. In this case, they're going to take what's right now an empty field and turn that into the newest expansion of one of the city's industrial parks.
Now we have the push to put the infrastructure in. So that's why that project is included.
The water project is the only one fully approved by the city council, and it will need more money than the TIF can provide on its own. In Lamar's, Iowa, Matt Hoffman, KTIV News 4.
Using TIF dollars in the urban renewal area, the city can expand its railroad track onto land owned by the city, even though the land hasn't officially been incorporated into the city. Officials say businesses are inquiring about developing the land, and the railroad track will open up further possibilities.
You can take and you can freeze the tax base so that any growth and valuation over that, the city is able to capture 100% of the taxes to reinvest back in that area to spur economic development.
TIF districts like the one Lamar's is using expire every 20 years. The city's will expire in 2026. The Norfolk